Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most important part of coding. It's understanding the problem before writing the code or domain modeling. So my presentation consists of several parts. The first one is the concept of coding first. We're going to talk about its pros and cons and the main disadvantages and consequences of using it. Then we are going to talk about the definition of domain modeling, its concept, and its main frameworks. Then I'm going to show you the most popular and the most used types of diagrams, such as UML diagrams, the usage of them, and the main frameworks. And we're going to talk about the pros of using domain modeling and the reasons why you should use the domain modeling. So there is a concept when we start coding without fully understanding the given task. It is called a code first concept. But what it actually leads to? It leads to inappropriate logic and wrong structure of the code. Then we have incorrect work of the code, and it all leads to enormous waste of time. Is it worthy and productive? Not at all. So to avoid all of these mistakes, we should use domain modeling. Now I'm gonna show you how to create a useful diagram, a useful model that can help with solving all of these problems. So what is domain modeling? Domain modeling, it is very crucial in our topic. So domain modeling, it is a structured visual representation of interconnected concepts or real-world objects that incorporates vocabulary, key concepts, behavior, and relationships of all of these entities. So there are a lot of types of diagrams of it. I'm gonna talk only about two most popular of them. It is activity diagram and use case diagram. So activity diagrams are usually used to describe dynamical properties of the system. You can see the example of it on the left part of the slide. So we can see that our diagram has the beginning of it and the ends, and we can see the logic structure and the sequence of all the needed tasks to perform a particular task. And the second type is a use case diagram. They are mostly used to describe a set of actions that some system should or can perform in collaboration with one or even more external users of the system, or so-called actors. So, what are the main elements used in these diagrams? The first one is, of course, arrows. They show us the dependence between actors or actions, or the dependence between actions and the next actions. Arrows allows us to see the structure and sequence of our project. The second one, also very, very important, it is process. It shows us what has to be done. The next one is labels. It is desirable but not obligated. They allow us to describe additional information about a particular part of a diagram. And the next one is actors. It is mostly used in use case diagrams. They show us who can perform a particular task. For instance, what can an admin of the system do, or a regular user of the program. So what are the most important process of the domain modeling? The first one is, of course, understanding of the task, because it will be much easier to create a well-structured logic code program and eliminate possible future mistakes. The second one is flexibility. The model that clearly represents the requirements and entities of a task is much easier to adapt to the changes, so we can easily change something or improve at something and like evolutionize our program. The second one is quality. Of course, domain modeling leads to the decrease of the amount of bugs. And the last one, but not the least one, is cooperation, because it is very important part of software development lifecycle. And no matter what type of SDLC model we use, it is very useful to implement domain modeling so that all stakeholders can clearly understand the given task. So to conclude everything, I would like to put all the main information in the rule of 3 R's. The first rule is domain modeling of the domain and then coding, because the understanding of the problem should be before it's solving. The second R is remember. We have to remember that understanding equals quality, because the quality of our code is proportional to the depth of our understanding of the given domain. And the last R is if you are ready to start, you should start discussing the requirements from the question what this software has to do. So I hope that this presentation was very interesting and informative for you. And thank you all for your attention.